when I first saw you, with your smile so tender, my heart was captured, my soul surrendered. It's been a lifetime waiting for the right time. Now that you're here.
Good morning, everybody. This is Steve. Welcome back to my channel. I'm doing, this is an Elvis late in his career. It's now or never. There's, on YouTube, there were several versions of the song, but mostly they were still pics strung together while Elvis was, he was singing in the background. Well, it's in the forefront, but whatever, and the picture's in the background, however you want to look at it, okay? So the video was not video, it's more just a slideshow sort of thing. All the ones I found, there's like 6 of them, and they're all that way, except for this one. And so I want to do the live one, even though it's late in Elvis's career. It's obvious, he's changed a bit, but his voice is still, it's Elvis. He always could sing. Like many great singers later in their career, they still can sing. Not all of them, some of them can't. Many of them can. So I wanted to try to pick a version that was give you a good overall view of Elvis and a good listen to the song, okay? Because I just did Angelina yesterday, so I'm going to do, well, actually it was early this morning. And what I'm attempting to do is I want to play songs that Angelina has covered that are Elvis songs, and then I'll play Elvis too. I may do sort of a mashup thing. I may do that after I do this single with Elvis. And for no reason, again, I'm trying to get away from people say, well, I like Elvis better, I like Angelina better, this is better. I'm a dedicated Angelina fan. I was around when Elvis was all through basically pretty much through his whole career. I was born in 1955. I think Elvis was performing by then, probably in his very young years, but, so I grew up with the music, and I can honestly say, at this point in my life, having found Angelina, I've never been a fan of anybody, like I am a fan of Angelina Jordan. And the whole reason is, and it's probably stupid, because it's me, just saying, that it's in my whole lifetime, there have been times when music touches my soul for one reason or another. I guess after thinking about it, most of the time, those moments, that's actually a moment. It's an event. It's a big thing. It's not somebody picking up a mic and singing a song. That's not what, it doesn't set the stage well enough so that it's going to touch my soul, if that makes sense. Rarely you can find a performer that can just sit there with a mic like Angelina does. Takes her cell phone, does a selfie singing in a parking garage or whatever, and it touches my soul. I don't understand it, but I appreciate it, and I see it as she is music. She is a genius for music. It's in her heart, her soul. The reason I think I feel is because she feels it so deeply. She's able to impart that to me. She has something to give me from her vast well of love and understanding of music. And some singers are just struggling to get the note, to do the notes right or to sing the song right. And they put some personality in there, they put some emotion in there. But Angelina has the ability, I believe, to just load it up, and she has extra to give. And that to me is the unusual thing, and the thing that intrigues me the most about Angelina. She has a beautifully unique voice. She can sing pretty much anything, and she's just on the start of her adult career. So what I hope to show by playing these Elvis videos is I rarely play other artists on my channel other than Angelina. The only time I do is when there's some kind of connection with something that Angelina is doing or singing. In this case, Angelina covered this song. Elvis had performed it a number of times. Unfortunately, I can't find any live video, but it's probably common back in those days. And it's it's like the ushering out the old and bringing in the new. There's a bittersweetness to it. Nobody wants to see Elvis go away, I don't think, and just fade into the background. Yeah, but yet Angelina is rising. Her star is rising, and that's the bittersweet part. I would hate to see Elvis disappear. It's never going to happen. He's got fans still, enormous fan base still, way bigger than Angelina's fan base. Okay, but eventually that's going to start to trade. Angelina's going to rise, and I'm not saying Elvis is going to shrink away, but his fan base, like me, we're old. Eventually, we die off. Is there another generation coming that's going to be Elvis fans? I don't think his name's going to go away for a long time. He's an icon, and that's the legacy that I guess fame can bring you, is that your name can go way past your physical being here. And I think Angelina is going to be one of those cases where her name will be spoken generations after she's not here anymore, which I hope is for Angelina. I hope she lives to be at least 200, maybe 300 years old. That's just me. We'll see how things play out. But, as long as she could sing, if she can't sing at some point in time, I don't know what would be her future after that. But she could. I've thought about it, and I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm a carpenter, right? So I can think all day long and come up with all kinds of stuff. But what's it related to? Who knows? Yet at some point, Angelina is so full of love and such a loving, giving, kind person. I think eventually she's going to want to have her family of her own. So I can see a time where she might take a break in her music career to pursue a personal life that would be probably the most satisfying thing that she will do other than music, or maybe parallel to music. I'm not saying she can't sing during that time or whatever. She can do whatever she wants. But Angelina, I think once she gets her mindset on something, right currently it's music, she's not letting go. That's her. She becomes it, and it becomes her. But, everybody knows, you have a family, you have children, things change, man. Nothing you can do about it. You might not think they will, but they will. Okay? So, let's get on with the show here. When I do an Elvis video like this, I just went through this. I tried to post the Elvis video with me talking at the end and not doing anything in the beginning, or certainly not anything during the performance. Got totally blocked. Nobody could see it but me. Well, I just did it, so I already saw it. But it was blocked to the public. So I took the same video and I put. It's funny because I had a speaking section before the video, then a closing, and I took the beginning and I put it after the. No, it was before the closing, but I put it at the end of the video instead of at the beginning, because I wanted to try to pay respect to Elvis, okay, and play his song without any. I didn't feel like I needed to introduce Elvis. Everybody knows Elvis, okay? So I thought, well, let me just put my comments at the end. That way, if anybody wants to just watch the video and go, they could do that. And it got totally blocked. I went back. I took the beginning that I put at the end, put it in front, reposted it, and now it's visible to the public, okay? Who knew? So that's why I'm doing this. Hopefully it's going to avoid copyright issues. I don't know if it will. And I'll do a little closing thing at the end too. And what I did here today, which is a little different, is this is just a separate webcam video. It's actually a separate video entirely. It's not in the clip of Elvis at all. I'm going to put this in the front, and then I'll probably do another one similar to this at the back and just give you my thoughts. I've already watched this video a couple times. I've seen it before of Elvis. And again, this is a bittersweet video, I think, because, Elvis is obviously not in his prime years. He still has a beautiful voice. He's still an entertainer. He's still a performer. But, he's obviously later in his career. So, again, I personally am not trying to compare Angelina and Elvis. They're two separate icons, okay? You just... you can have a preference, Absolutely. You should have. Maybe, I mean, if you feel that strongly about music and artists, you probably will have a preference. I try to soak it all in if I can and enjoy it for what it's worth. This, I might like this about that and that about this. Angelina, I love everything she does, every note, when she walks on stage, everything. She does interviews, everything, because I think she's a special person, not just a great singer. And I can't always say that about a lot of other artists, and especially those that have come and gone, and we've seen, where life took them, And I hope that doesn't, any of that stuff, none of that bad stuff, I hope ever befalls Angelina in any way. And I don't think it will, because she has such a strong character. That's my hope. That's my belief. So let us move on to the video, and you'll see at the bottom of the video here that I'll post the time when the actual music starts. So if you don't want to listen to me ramble on, you can go ahead and fast forward. Please, you have my blessings to do that. I put that on there for you to do that if you want to. Don't ever feel like you're obligated to watch me talk for 5, 6, 7 minutes, whatever it might be. I feel my job as a YouTube creator is I'm supposed to try to add value to the videos I play. I guess that's one of my responsibilities. And so I try to do that by talking, and I don't know how else I would do it. You think I talk a lot? But I don't dance at all, so I can't do any dancing. You've heard me sing. I did some auditions for last thing, and yeah, that's enough to scare the buzzards off the gut wagon. so there's all that, right? So yeah, we'll leave that alone. So anyway, let's get on with the video. And again, this is, to me, it's quite poignant to see Elvis singing at this time. And again, it's because Angelina covered the song and Elvis sang it too, and I just think it's appropriate to kind of just look at two different major musical artists at different times in their career, of course, but at least singing the same song. To me, there's a magic in it. It shows what would you call it? Yeah, it shows the legacy aspect of music, really. Anybody can pick up a song and sing it at any time, even if it's 100 years old, 200 years old, whatever. Let's watch.
Thank you, lady. No. In 1960, we did a song called It's Now or Never. And it was taken from the Italian song O Sole Mio. So I'd like to ask Cheryl Nielsen to do the Italian version of O Sole Mio, and then we'll do It's Now or Never. Listen to his voice, ladies and gentlemen.
Ma notte sole, che belle ore, o sole mio, stand front in te, o sole mio.
Smart, I think.
Stand front in te, stand front.
When I first saw you, with your smile so tender, my heart was captured, my soul surrendered. It's been a lifetime waiting for the right time. Now that you're here, the time is here, Lord, at last. It's now or never. Hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Be mine tonight. Here tomorrow will be too late. It's now or never. My love will wait. just like a willow. We would cry in ocean if we lost true love and sweet devotion. Your lips excite me, let yours invite me, or who knows when we'll meet again, Lord, all this way. Here's now or never, come hold me tight, kiss me, my darling, be mine tonight. Hear the heart tell me tonight. Now never, my love away. It's now or never, my love away. It's now or never, my love away. It's now or never. You're fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, I don't know if you can see this or not, but we had some snow last night, quite a lot actually, for around here, probably 3 to 6 inches, give or take. And it was kind of a heavier wet snow, and it kind of gathered on the trees and everything else. It's actually quite pretty. I don't know, you probably won't be able to see out the front window, so I won't do that. But yeah, it's it leaves a beautiful winter landscape. Now, for those that don't like snow, it's probably not as beautiful as it would be for some of the rest of us that don't mind it too much. I don't think it's, we only get 2 or 3 inches, 4 inches, then it melts and then it comes back again and that kind of stuff. That's really a nice winter right there. Gives you a little mix of everything. And it's also for the local economy. There are a couple of ski resorts close by. I got one that's about 15 minutes away called Bristol Mountain. And it's nice for them to be able to have good weather and good conditions for the skiers. Because I think everybody knows the weather patterns seem to have changed a lot lately. And we don't get the winters we used to get. We don't get a ton of snow and severe weather. We don't get it, which is one of the reasons people love living in this area, right? We don't get the extremes. We get kind of in the middle, sort of. We do get all the seasons, but we don't get them in any extreme way. The hottest it gets here in the summer typically is there'll be maybe a few days where it'll get up in the 90s, maybe even the mid 90s. There have been rare occasions when it gets over 100, but that happens once every 10 years. It seems like it might happen in one summer for a day, or part of a day. But yeah, we don't get really extremes of any kind. It'll get in the 20s here, below freezing. It'll get down into teens on occasion. It'll even get down into single digits, which it just did in January on occasion. Usually we'll get that in January and February, but we're not going to get that probably not in March, probably not in, sometimes in December, but not all the time. And, so we get 2 months of extreme cold, fairly extreme cold, but that goes up and down. I can remember in January a little while ago that we had a day in the 80s in January. That never happens up here. Okay, so that's maybe for people that are dancing around with the global warming thing. There's a feather in your bonnet. Okay, but typically we have fairly moderate weather here. It's no extremes. We don't get tornadoes. We don't get hurricanes. There was an earthquake, I think, about 25 years ago that hardly anybody felt. A little tiny thing. And, that's it. There's no volcanoes. Now, some of that stuff I kind of like to see, actually. I go out to Hawaii and see the volcanoes, but just as a curiosity, not anything maybe I want to live next to, So let's move on with the story here. So we got Elvis performing live late in his career, as you can see. And, it's kind of, like I said at the beginning, it's kind of a bittersweet moment, to see a once extremely energetic and vibrant performer later in his career now just, slowly walking around the stage. But he's still got charisma. He's still got that smile. He's still got his way of performing, his way of entertaining the audience and engaging the audience. it's my understanding, this looks like it was probably at the Westgate. It looks like the same layout, floor layout. I can't swear to that. I'm not sure there's any information on the video to tell me exactly where it was, but I'll look and see if there is any. And I'll put that, by the way, if I find it, I'll put it in the description box. If it's not there, that means I didn't find it. So he's got a white, I guess what's that called, a pantsuit? I don't even know what that's called. On like the show that I did with the previous song with Angelina. Mm-hmm. And no, but this one I think they had to let it out a little. I'm just saying. Hey, listen, I'm old too. I know it's not easy to keep your youthful figure as you get older, right? Man or woman, I think it's a little tough. You got to really work at it. You got to work hard at it when you're old. When you're young, it just happens. You stay in pretty good shape just by the nature of things, I guess. So, yeah, and you can still see when Elvis is singing. There's moments where he's right on. That's Elvis. I know that's Elvis. I'd know that voice anywhere. And there's other times where it's kind of on the peripherals a little bit. But he was still performing. You got to give him credit. And I believe it's true that I think I saw in some information somewhere. Can't remember where I saw it. That's another thing about getting old. You can't remember anything. CRS, can't remember stuff. That when he did his comeback in 1969, July 31st of 1969 at the International Hotel, it was called then. Now it's the Westgate. He did quite a bit over 600 shows at that hotel. Every one of them sold out over about 8 years. So it shows his popularity and his, how much of a draw he was as an entertainer and a singer, of course. Just a phenomenal career. And, I hate to see people like that go. There's a time you have to go, but there's ways to go too, it's a shame. You hate to see people like that. Are part of your life, actually, growing up, your entire life gone. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me, that means I'm in that line somewhere, that checkout line. I don't know where I am, but I'm in that line, and I can see I'm getting closer to the checkout, to the cashier, and I don't know. Sometimes then you look back on your life and you say, I did a lot of things, but it seems like there's a lot of time in there that I don't know what I was doing, A couple of decades, actually, for me. I was just marveling about that the other day. I think my 40s and 50s, I think, for the most part, kind of whizzed on by. And I did stuff. I did a lot of stuff. But I don't, it's like, yeah, but that's 20 years. So I did 10 things in 20 years. It doesn't seem like a very productive life, I did, I got friends that haven't done anywhere near the sorts of things I've done. Not that that's any measure of accomplishment or who you are as a person or anything like that, because it's not. But I characterize myself as more of an adventurer type. I'll go do anything. However, I really haven't, if that's the case, I really haven't done an awful lot in that regard. I mean, I've done some things, but I haven't done, I'm not really like a George Plimpton, I'm not like that. I've pretty much been, had steady work, steady employment, self-employed for 40 years to a certain degree, various degrees actually. And then, most of the jobs I've worked on that were for employers, I stick around for a while. My first big job was that got me to be a carpenter. I was with them for 11 years, and I moved on to self-employment. And after that, I taught martial arts for 20 years. I was a handyman at a local grocery store. That was one of my short-term jobs, 6 years. And my current employer, I've been with them for 6 years as a semi-retiree working only in the summer season. And I've had a lot of other little things in between there, not a lot. But just a little, most of it was just helping people out and stuff like that. It really wasn't, I wouldn't call it necessarily a job. So, Oh, yeah, I'm skipping a few, but we don't worry about it, okay? Not for any particular reason, just memory kicks in slowly. I remember things. Oh yeah, then there was that, so we won't bore you with all those details. But, so with the Elvis, hope you enjoyed the video. Most of you are probably gone by this point in the video presentation because I talked too much about who knows what, and that's okay. I can't imagine anybody watching me talk like this, including myself, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed it all, and we'll see you on the next video. I'm going to do a series of these, and I may take this one and take Angelina's version of it. I may do a quick mashup just to try to, I'm trying to merge the old and the new, and just show the torch passes. Nothing you can do about it. And, is the torch in good hands with Angelina? I believe the torch is in the best hands with Angelina. That's just my opinion because I'm an Angelina fan. Okay? And I think you can see that, feel it, taste it, hear it, the whole 9 yards. Okay, let's end the video. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.